Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Temperatures back above average for the weekend. Not as much sunshine, but we do have a storm threat, especially on Saturday night. We'll talk timing and who's under the gun coming up.
He was already in trouble with the law, and what he posted on social media got him busted by the feds.
It was caught on security camera, a customer stealing billfolds right off the counter and then calmly walking out. Glad you're with us for Local 4 News at 11. That thief targeting a downriver restaurant and seemed, Kimberly, to know exactly what he was doing.
Jason Colthorpe is live tonight as police need some help to close this one. Jason, good evening.
Good evening. He was sneaky, that's for sure. He was acting like he was on the phone, had some takeout there, and he was kind of up at the waitress station, the hostess stand. But it's also where the employees kept their personal items. And when no one was looking, this guy swiped the tips first and then went back for a wallet which had her driver's license, credit cards, and more cash.
They're providing for families off of tips, and to do something like that, that's just a terrible thing to do.
Surveillance from August 30th at the popular Wyandotte restaurant Whiskey's on the Water shows a man with a carryout carrying something extra out, namely a waitress's book full of tips, and then he goes back for her wallet. Tonight, police are hoping to ID this guy.
Disgusting.
Whiskey's didn't want to comment on camera, but some of its loyal customers shared their displeasure with someone stealing from a server.
It's horrible.
I'm told the man is not a regular and he paid with cash.
That was her livelihood that you're taking from. Who knows that waitress's situation, where she's coming from?
But Whiskey's isn't letting it go. Employees have been doing their own detective work to help police track down this tip thief.
I feel bad for her. I feel, it's unfortunately it's the times we're living in. Everyone's, trying to get money, trying to make it through.
That honestly is a terrible thing to do. These waitresses, they work very hard. Sometimes they barely even get tips. They have families to support. And to do something like that, that just shows how sorry some people can be.
I mean, that's just wrong. It's just wrong. You don't do that.
Police, by the way, think this was a one-off. They haven't heard of any other complaints or incidents like this, and it's a first for Whiskey's as well. Police are also at square one. They need help here. They're looking for any tips, so if anybody recognizes that guy, again, it was last Sunday about 6:30 in the evening when this happened at Whiskey's on the Water. If you recognize that guy, call the Wyandotte Police Department. We're in Wyandotte tonight. Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
Okay, Jason, thank you.
Hard to believe. I don't even want to say this. There's only one more weekend of summer after this one.
A bit. It already felt like fall out there. You're also tracking some warmer temperatures, though. Tell us about it.
Well, just for you two, we're going to have some warmer numbers. We're going to have some humidity over the weekend. And just for good measure, to remind you of summer, we're going to throw some storms in there, too, on Saturday night. But temperatures tonight are on the cool side. There's no doubt about that. In fact, up in the north zone, we're going to be dipping into the 40s here before too long. 50 in Sandusky and Port Huron, 51 in Lapeer. Still holding on to 60 down there at Metro Airport, but definitely a crisp finish to tonight. We can already start to see our next system on the other side of the lake. The showers just starting to cross as they move in. The clouds are already starting to invade, so we're not going to see as much sunshine tomorrow as what we did today. But the severe risk is out there. It's a marginal risk. And it's basically for possibly some wind gusts in the afternoon and evening tomorrow. Here's the snapshot of the next 2 days, 78 Saturday, 77 on Sunday. Showers and thunderstorms late on Saturday into early parts of Sunday. That's not the end of the rain, however. We'll have a second shot there on Sunday. We'll talk more about what's to come for the weekend and some very nice conditions beyond. All coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben. A Detroit man facing new charges tonight. It all started with what federal agents saw on his Instagram posts. Mara McDonald live at the federal courthouse. And Mara, agents used those posts and pictures in the criminal complaint against him.
Devin, there is oversharing on social media, and then there is oversharing on social media to the point that the ATF is knocking at your front door. Jeremy Massey is already in hot water with the law. He has 2 outstanding court cases, one in Macomb and one in Oakland, for a list of felonies, including unarmed robbery, obstructing a police officer, leaving the scene of an accident. It's just a sample. ATF was monitoring Massey's Instagram, which went by various names, including East Baby Slim. On that account, Massey is seen posing, pointing, and sleeping with a Glock, as well as a series of photos showing his marijuana habit, all of which led to a search warrant of his Detroit home, where agents found the Glock after he ran out the back door. He's now facing criminal charges of being in possession of a firearm while under indictment, as well as unlawful user of a controlled substance in possession of a firearm. Back here live. So now Massey has the two cases here in federal court, and he's going to have a trial in Macomb as well as Oakland. We're live downtown tonight at the federal courthouse. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Hey, Mara, thank you. Today, the state reporting 1,313 new cases of coronavirus, the highest daily count of new cases since late April.
Now, we are learning, though, that not all of those cases did come from the past 24 hours. It was such a dramatic jump. The Oakland County Health Department, though, says a lab that had not previously been reporting positive cases released 204 confirmed cases to the county, and some of those cases actually go all the way back to August 11th. So that explains part of the jump that we saw. Today's headlines: Dr. Anthony Fauci now believes it could be the end of 2021 before life gets back to how it was before COVID-19. Gulp. He says while a vaccine will certainly help, it won't be available to everyone immediately. A new CDC report suggests small children can transmit the virus. 12 children acquired COVID-19 in child care centers in Utah and then went on to spread it to parents and siblings. And the new study even found an 8-month-old baby can still spread the virus despite not getting severely sick from it. Warren police hoping new video will lead to an arrest in the hate crime investigation we've been covering.
Home surveillance video here shows from last night an armed man lurking around the Hall family's home near 11 Mile in Hoover. Moments later, he shoots at the house. It's the second time this week shots were fired in that direction. And it's the latest in a series of attacks that include a rock through a window, slashed tires, and messages of hate written on their vehicles. The family believes they're being harassed because of a sign in their window.
We don't know why this person keeps terrorizing us and singling us out. The only difference from our house from everybody else is that we have a Black Lives Matter sign in our window.
Police are offering a $3,000 reward for information leading to an arrest.
It's now been 3 weeks since Fire Sergeant Sept Johnson drowned just off Belle Isle, saving 3 young girls who were struggling in the Detroit River. Today, the city named a new fireboat in his honor. We talked with both his father and his brother, who are now selling T-shirts along with other Detroit firefighters to help Johnson's family.
The shirt that he was wearing when he tried to save those girls' life was "This instant means everything." One of his T-shirt designs. That's the shirt that we all wear now because it's just that's him. This instant means everything. Time.
And if you'd like to buy one of the T-shirts honoring firefighter Sept Johnson with the money going toward his 2 young daughters, we have the link to the shirts on our website. You'll find it at clickondetroit.com. A 2-year-old Detroit boy remains missing at this hour.
Here's this picture. His name is Carson Hayes. Police say the boy's mother took him from a home on West Chicago Tuesday, and the boy hasn't been seen since. She does not have custody of the little boy. Her name is Asia Sturgis, and she may be driving a blue 2019 Nissan Altima with the New Hampshire license plate that reads 4576271. If you know anything, call police. We have a major freeway closure to tell you about this weekend. Eastbound I-95 and 696 to allow crews to set new bridge beams on the East Grand Boulevard overpass and to continue to resurface the road in the area. Westbound lanes will be down to 1 lane between I-75 and the Lodge as crews work on the 2nd Avenue Bridge. All lanes are expected to be reopened by 5 Monday morning.
Another local business will not be reopening after the pandemic.
The Scrams Mead Tasting Room in downtown Ferndale closed its doors in March, a temporary closure that is now permanent. The company is owned by a father and daughter and opened its tasting room 7 years ago. It will still be sold in stores, but the owners say the intimate tasting space is not able to operate safely with high-risk team members. Still ahead, new evidence surfaces in the search for a missing Michigan man.
Vanished nearly a decade ago. what was just found that might finally bring some answers to his family about what happened to it.
But first, this Detroit restaurant is unlike any other in the area. The owner takes us inside and shares his love for food. The return of Uniquely Detroit is next.